after deliberate pushing to its prior sequel, when I watched the 2019 Malayalam thriller Lucifer, I was awed by the world building and storytelling. Managing such a huge cast and giving them their individual space to establish themselves is a tedious task on its own. Very few directors have done this successfully. It's also surprising that Lucifer was delivered by a debutant in directorial ventures, Prithviraj Sukumaran. Spoilers ahead of Lucifer. Primarily focused on the demise of the CM of Kerala, P.K. Ramdas, the politics for the throne was the main highlight of it, where Bimal Nair, played by Vivek Oberoi, was killed in the end by Stephen Nedumpally because of his dirty games around it, and Jatin Ramdas, son of PKR, played by Tobino Thomas, was elected CM. Where in the mid-credit scene, Mohanlal's character reveals himself as Abraham Qureshi, leaving the questions around his character, who he was, and why the Interpol is looking for him. These are the questions that form the sequel to it after 6 years. The power exploits the chiefs, and Stephen, aka Abraham, shows up again to protect his father's legacy, forming the basic narrative of Prithviraj Sukumaran directed, Mohanlal-led action thriller EMPURAAN Lucifer 2. The cinematography, the beauty of this film is held by this. Sujit Vasudev handled this section so amazingly that the frames look perfectly pitched from every aspect. Along with it, the background scores. My god, this scale up was pure wild. Deepak Dev, who was involved in the first installment of it, did a tremendous job here too. The scores elevated the visuals wildly. I'm just waiting for its BGM jukebox. I hope they'll drop this soon. Also, the songs, literally goosebumps I was getting. Even in the Hindi versions, they had put the same effort into pulling off the lyrics as in their original language. The title track and Fir Zinda, the positioning of these songs were absolutely the work of an artist. The color palette of every frame states the fact that it has been made wholeheartedly. Fight sequence, these have my heart. Things seem so fluent when the makers know what to use with whom. The post-interval sequence and the climax battle, oh my god, I'm just waiting for the bombardment of reels of these scenes. How beautifully those were choreographed and captured was beyond imagining. Especially the post-interval sequence, where the music director, the cinematographer, and Mohanlal himself are on steroids. Again, a pitch-perfect job by the cinematographer Sujit Vasudev in the fight sequences. The ensemble cast of it was pure gold. Most of the celebrated individuals from the Malayalam industry have taken part in this, and every single one was crafted in the narrative beautifully. Everybody got their individual introduction scenes, which is the dream of every actor, and Prithviraj designed it in a way where we know from their intro how much these characters will get to establish here. The man, the myth, the legend, Mohanlal as Stephen Nedumpally, aka Qureshi Abraham, also known as Lucifer, inhales the whole character here. The secrecy in his characterization was portrayed in his manner perfectly. Again, one of the finest written characters from Lucifer. So much depth they put in it. Prithviraj as Zayed Masood. I was thinking that I don't need to mention him in this review as a character before getting into the theatre. But oh boy, I was so wrong. The cardboardish yes sir character also has a reason to be with Qureshi. That establishment was formidable. Manju Warrier as Priyadarshini Ramdas sets her stake in this universe from the second half of the previous film. A confident and proud daughter and mother who's held strong. I think Tobino Thomas as Jatin Ramdas was underutilized in this sequel. They tried to put on the shades, but that didn't have an effect in such a manner. Abhimanyu Singh as Balraj, his character introduction was gruesome, and I think I've never seen something like this before. I'll come to it later on in this video. But I think this character deserves much more treatment the way this was introduced. Indrajit Sukumaran as Govardhan has the same clarity and energy for this character from the first one. The first scene of this film established the gravity of the whole story, so diabolic and disturbing that I was numb for a moment in there. How the repercussions of riots can be so unnerving. This kind of feeling I got when I saw the Sardar Udham's final 30 minutes. The movie has been built with a great production value and the blood, sweat, which is very evident from every single frame. The overall presentation is absolutely satisfying in the end. So if someone asks which one's the best work, then I'll still say Lucifer. The amalgamation of mass and class was balanced there beautifully, along with all the characters. When it comes to EMPURAAN, the massy portion overshadowed the subtleness of it, but the way the makers had done it was perfect in this mass genre. I enjoyed this thoroughly, hooting and cheering in an almost empty theatre, which was sad. This deserves the love from the audience. There's more in the film industry other than KGF, Pushpa, or the Loki universe. You need to just accommodate with the barrier of language. I'll highly recommend watching this on the big screens. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram for the content on the handle POV97644. Thank you so much for watching. See you at the point of view.